This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're calling in from. I always love to see as everybody starts to put their names and where they're calling in from that we're really a global family from all around the world who join together for these global coherence pulses. My name is Teresa Collins. I'm one of the co-founders of the Global Coherence Pulse, and it is always an honor to join together every month like this. I just looked, we had our first pulse March 21st, 2020. So we're 4 years now of coming together at least once a month, sometimes more, where we have an opportunity to learn about and experience and practice coherence as a community. And during this time that we are together, and hopefully it ripples out throughout our day and throughout our life, that we pulse the planet with our love and compassion and care. So I hope for this next 75 minutes that you're nourished by your time here and that you take this hour plus for yourself and that you begin to relax and drop into your heart and let yourself feel connected to this beautiful field of energy that we've been cultivating for 4 years now. The field must be just rich with our love and presence. And have this time today with a rich group. I brought some friends today. This is really a continuation of some energy that was ignited, really at the beginning of the year with the 7 days of rest, into February with the Symposium, Awakening to Our Sacred Mission with Ervin Laszlo, and so many partners coming together. And for us at the Global Coherence Pulse and the connection field, for us, it's not just igniting these ideas and then going away, having 3 days or however long to drop into these conversations and these calls to action, but that we actually take time to really feel inside and to drop in and to bring these ideas and these calls to action alive in our lives. So that's what we're doing here today. And I'm going to really just bring on right away, adding Julie Croll and Tammy Scarlett. Let me find Julie. You were with the symposium back in February. Yes, I know. I logged on to the app too. So if you have the Global Coherence Pulse downloaded, thank you, Julie, for reminding me today. I got so excited that
it's hard to unmute yourself when your fingers on on your phone doing your coherence.
Definitely, if you have it, log into the global group, and when we do the meditation, you can put your finger on the sensor. That's a really good time to do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, next time, we can just download this, and there's so many great tools on the app. Julie, you were in the symposium. All of our organizations came together for this collaborative so that we could kind of address this conversation of awakening our sacred mission and really ignite it. And you played a special role during that time where you kind of weaved what was happening each day. And I just thought maybe you could just bring us into carrying that energy that was ignited there into our pulse today, so that we're really enriched by that opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. The thing that was beautiful about those 3 days and 6 sessions that concluded a week later with 2 more harvesting sessions was that we really took so much energy, so many ideas, so many things going on, and we tried to hold that with the coherence of this emerging collective of how do we really work together as organizations and individuals to not only hold our own personal coherence, but to come together and co-create with greater coherence. And so it was really beautiful. There were a lot of different speakers that showed up talking about really important issues, important projects, a beautiful call to action with Ervin Laszlo. And I just want to say that I've watched different communities continue. In fact, I had 3 meetings with new people this week from people at the symposium that reached out and said, hey, I have this going on. Where does it fit in the larger landscape? And I'm really excited about some of the emerging things. And most importantly, Teresa, how they're wanting to come into a co-creative space, not a competitive space with this is my project and it's it, but how do I bring it into the larger landscape? And how do we really co-create with synergy and with coherence? And we've been practicing that ever since in the connection field with daily prompts. The whole entire month of February, we did our sacred mission. The whole month of March so far, we've talked about the coherence of our purpose and a purpose-filled life. So we're continuing to really just kind of rest in the awareness of our mission, but bring coherence so we can move with momentum together and see how we all weave together. Not I've got this and you've got that, and they're very disparate, but how does all of it fit together, and how do we create greater momentum moving forward?
Beautifully said, Julie. I mean, something really has been catalyzed, and you can see I brought in Tammy Scarlett also. We're part of a core team that's come together around the pulse, around the connection field, around how do we support and serve our growing communities by collaborating together? How do we serve them better by coming together? And Tammy and Julie and I and others that are on this call, Khadijih and others, have been really practicing what does it mean to come into greater coherence and to open to something radically new emerging from doing that. And Tammy, you've really been such an inspiration for me of somebody doing that. And as I've been doing it and we've been doing it, of like letting go of what we think it's supposed to look like so that we actually can come into expression of our sacred mission in every moment, because it keeps changing. It's not one thing, it's something that's continually emerging. So I just wanted to bring your presence and voice in this morning, and how we're kind of carrying forward this invitation to awaken and embrace something, and we're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much, and what you said, Julie, because this isn't something that some humans sat around in a room and conjured up and then decided to instruct other people to come join or something. This is literally a bunch of people recognizing some of the patterns and growth trajectories of what's emerging. And you're exactly right. I mean, the learnings right now are so deeply profound because as ready as we all might have felt for the evolution of humanity and our growth into these next stages, it's also bringing to the surface very rapidly all of the ways in which we're not quite ready yet, so that we can be aware of those and help to prepare them too. So right now, I am just showering myself and everyone around me with grace and compassion as we learn and we be and we see all these edges of what might be rubbing us the wrong way or what we might not have expected out of ourselves or others, and embrace each other, awaken to this mission, embrace this mission, but embrace ourselves and one another in this process, because we're really learning as we go. We're like co-writing a manual, a very malleable manual for how this might go. So I'm so excited for it. I love the process. I love being with you ladies in the process. I'm so glad and grateful for everybody here, because this is not insignificant, taking these moments to knit together our heart coherence and allow this to be exponential together. So thank you.
Yeah. It really is something to be in a consistent collective process where we're really willing to show up with each other with our hearts open and be in the learning and be a little messy and clean ourselves up when we're messy and continue on without any kind of shame or blame or anything other than, wow, let's keep getting present and let's keep showing up the ways that we are really intending and we want the future to be. And I think that has a lot to do with how we embrace our sacred mission individually and collectively. So we're going to have Ervin Laszlo on today, which I know we all love him so much for all that he's contributed to the planet. I'm going to bring on Jennifer Hill, who's going to introduce him. But we have an opportunity to ask him questions today, to kind of dive a little deeper into, his kind of call to the planet to say, it's time for us to awaken our sacred mission. And today, really, how do we dance with our planet as opposed to dance honor and with disregard to this aliveness that we can partner with. So feel free to join in and surround Ervin with all this beautiful love and presence. And you can see somebody in the chat has been putting like 111 Claire, who's also part of our core team. It's kind of a fun thing when we're in a process like this, and you can see we're on a meeting line. We're not on a webinar line, so we can actually see everybody. And if you want to turn your camera on and scroll through, it's like we're all willing to show up here, these beautiful beings, to be together and to cultivate coherence. So thank you for joining and having your cameras on if you can. And I love that we shifted to that. And we'll have an opportunity to have some music with Tatiana Speed, which I just learned about yesterday, and my heart is so full just from listening, and a meditation from Khadijih, and some real opportunity to experience coherence together. So Jennifer, I'm going to bring you on. I just saw you as I was scrolling by. Jennifer is also part of our core team. Whoops. It's so funny. It goes by so fast. You like scroll and then boom, they disappear. So I'm going to have to grab her this way.
I spotlighted myself, Teresa.
Oh,
to
you
save
did?
trouble sorting for 166 people. I figured I'd make your life a little easier.
Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer and I, we were just talking about the fact that this is 4 years of the Global Coherence Pulse, and she started the Coalition for Global Unity right at the same time. That's how we met. Gosh, we've really been staying consistent with our commitment to bringing greater coherence into the world and to practice it and to live it. So thanks, Jennifer. And I was thinking you're the perfect person to introduce Ervin, because I know you guys have a beautiful friendship and love. So please, let's bring him into the room and to join us.
Wonderful. I'll add Ervin here as a spotlight. There we go. Well, hello, everyone. It is a privilege, an honor, a pleasure to get to be a part of this Global Coherence Pulse community. It is one of my favorite parts of every month, getting to help plan and facilitate these pulses. And when Teresa had suggested having Ervin on, we're like, yes, I think we were all a yes for you, Ervin, as many people around the world are. I had the privilege and honor of meeting Ervin and his beautiful wife, Karita, at a friend's place in London a couple of years ago. And it was just kismet, you know, he and his wife, Karita, and I got to know each other a little bit. And you could sit and talk to Ervin for hours and not even begin to scratch the surface of this man's magnificence and the way that he has touched the planet in such a profound way. I'll certainly give you some highlights from his bio. Two-time Nobel Peace Prize nominee. Not a lot of people can say that. He's also authored, co-authored, or edited over 106 books. I think you and Deepak, Ervin, are going toe-to-toe on that one. In addition, these books have appeared in 25 different languages around the world. And additionally, he has written over 400 research papers and articles. He was also the subject of a 1-hour PBS special entitled Life of a Modern Day Genius. Laszlo is also the founder and president of the international think tank, the Club of Budapest, and the prestigious Laszlo Institute of New Paradigm Research. He is the recipient of many honors, some of which I've already mentioned, and also has an honorary PhD from the United States, Canada, Finland, and Hungary, and also received the Goi Award and the Japan Peace Prize in 2001, as well as the Assisi Mandir of Peace Prize in 2006. Many of you may be familiar with Ervin's, one of his most recent books about the upshift movement, which is what we're really going to be diving in with Ervin today. Is we are at a point, it actually causes me to get a little emotional. As we all know, we are at a point in humanity and history where we have a choice to make as human beings, and we can go right or we can go left. And getting to be a part of HeartMath, I love the analogy that we use when we do our HeartMath training. They show you these two paths, and in one path is a well-worn path. It's safe. We've been down that path many times before, but just because it's a safe, well-known path does not mean it's the path that's going to help us reach our highest potential. And on that other path, you have brambles and thorns, and you have a little bit of a path that you can see, but it looks a little bit more harrowing. And whichever path we choose, we have an opportunity to choose, and it's important that we never forget that. And that's what I admire so deeply about Ervin's work, and I'm so grateful to consider him a friend and get to have you on the show today, my friend. Thank you for being here with us, Ervin.
Oh, Jen, it's wonderful. Thank you. So many kind words. It's enough to say, you know, Ervin and Jen, and we like to work together to do things. We have been doing many things. We'll continue. And this is a marvelous opportunity now to set forth something from our heart, to play it out, to show people that's what we really feel. I think this is the most hopeful time that human history has known, at least in recent times. And I'd like to talk about that. That's coherence is a key term. So wonderful. Thanks, Jen again. And thanks, Teresa, and all the rest of all of you for this marvelous opportunity, marvelous impetus and initiative. This is a hopeful sign. This is one of the most hopeful signs that we can find today, much more so than treaties and promises and technologies. This comes from the heart, and the heart will change the world, and you are changing the heart. So that's why you will be changing the world.
Beautiful, Ervin. I'd like to touch on what you were just saying about this is one of the most hopeful times we have. I will always remember sitting with you, having dinner in Italy. You and I are on one side of the table, and Karita and my husband were on the other. And you told me one of the most powerful things, Ervin, and this is, I think, what makes you such a prolific author, speaker, thought leader in the world, is your ability to see the good in humanity when some of the rest of us, our perspective is darkened. I think you were sharing a story with me about what it was like for you in Hungary during World War II. And you said something to the effect of, I often get asked, Jennifer, but what about the evil in the world? And correct me if I'm wrong, Ervin, I think you said, there is no evil, Jennifer. There is only misguided people. Is that correct? Do you remember sharing that with me?
Yes, yes. I'm always flabbergasted. I don't say inherently evil. You wouldn't be able to get born. One is born out of love in one form or another. One is born because one has been raised with love. There's no other way to grow, to survive on the planet. And how can there be even inherent, intrinsic evil? There can be people turned around, misguided, misadvised, misled. But everybody inside is a human being, and the human beings are created by love and for love. This is the new theory of evolution. Nothing like a living organism could exist unless all its parts, all its elements work together. That means all its elements, all its cells love each other and are coherent with each other and with the world around. That's the only way we could exist. So there is no way that we could be inherently evil. We wouldn't be here. Every bug in the world is in tune with its environment around it. There is a food chain, yes, so obviously some have to live on the others, but overall there is harmony, there is symphony, there is a total system that moves forward, moves toward greater and greater coherence. That's what we should talk about. The fact that coherence is not arbitrary, it's not something we dream up, it's not something that we can, it's only up to us to create. Coherence is there in nature. It's for us to adopt it, to discover it, and to live with it. But coherence is the drive of love, the drive of evolution. And we are promoting it, we are bolstering it, boosting it by events such as these. It's a marvelous thing, and it's very delighted to.
And I want to piggyback on what you just said there, Ervin, because I think as individuals moving into a state of coherence, one of my favorite studies done by HeartMath is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Claire, you can put it in the chat, Claire's with HeartMath, is that HeartMath took 40 people and they put them into groups of 4, 10 groups of 4. 3 people were instructed on how to get into a state of coherence using HeartMath and those techniques. And the 4th person was not in a state of coherence initially. When they joined the group of the other 3 in the state of coherence, the 4th person in every scenario came into a greater state of coherence. And I share this, Ervin, to gain your wisdom on this. I'll share a little personal story that showed me my own incoherence. I got activated. We're humans, we have egos. I was on a call with my co-founder and our attorney about some IP thing on Monday or Tuesday, and I noticed something really powerful. I was getting frustrated with somebody who I love. My co-founder is a dear friend. I've known him for 10 years, and I shared with him exactly what I'm going to share with you. And so we got irritated with one another. And I was doing actually heart-focused breathing. After I got, you get triggered. Someone triggers you, and you say to yourself, it shouldn't be this way. So thank goodness for these coherence tools. Shortly after that call, I notice I'm triggered and I go and do some heart-focused breathing for about 10, 15 minutes. In the first 3 minutes, I heard the deepest, most profound message, which was, how are we going to prevent wars among nations if 2 people who love each other, work together, and are friends can't come to a seamless agreement? And I take that into what you just shared, Ervin. On the individual level, how do we create critical mass of creating enough coherence that, just like in that HeartMath study I referenced, that we hit that tipping point that Greg Braden references in his book, Divine Matrix? What will it take for us as human beings to hit that critical mass of coherence, Ervin?
I just finished a manuscript for a new book that deals exactly with that question. What does it take? And it's not a mystery story, so I can tell you right away what I think. I think it takes the sense that our being together, our working together, are creating a livable environment on the planet is not a temporary little objective, that it's a mission. It's a sacred mission. You have to understand that this is our role in this part of the universe, to create a planet where life can flourish, where consciousness can grow together and can be hosted and fostered by conscious human beings. All of our consciousness acting together will create a field of consciousness that creates and maintains coherence. Coherence means, as I said, the love of one part for another, and the love of all the parts together for its environment, and for the environment together with the planet, and with the planet with the galaxy and with the universe. There is no end for coherence. It has started after the Big Bang, this search, this impulse to look for coherence, to look for oneness, to look for understanding among the parts. That sounds intellectual, but I mean really being tuned together. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That has started. What has started was from chaos, a productive chaos. This universe was in total maximum entropy levels, total chaos. And it has been moving ever since towards what we can describe as cosmos. It's so nice, the Greeks are writing this with a K and K. From chaos to cosmos. Cosmos means that things are coherent, that every part is connected with and in tune with every other part. That's order. That's what the Greek called cosmos. And we are part of that, an expression of that. That altogether, that we could be here, that we can be here, and we can be alive, and we can talk to each other, and to some sense understand each other. It's a fantastic feat of coherence. That means that everything is working together. There is no artificial system that can even close to the kind of a coherence that is operated by our brain, by our nervous system, and by our nervous system together with other brains and other nervous systems around us. This is a tremendous symphony. It is a palace of coherence that we are enjoying and entering into and promoting, now doing it consciously, not just by chance, but doing it on purpose, recognizing that it's not arbitrary, it's not artificial, it's what we are here for. It is our mission. Our consciousness is not here by chance. It is here because to recognize that the world moves forward with all parts working together, all by coherence increasing, by moving toward coherence. Coherence is that final step. I don't know what happens after that, but it's what called the nirvana by the Buddhists. It is what's called enlightenment and in the Abrahamic traditions. It is the flowering and the coming together of parts together to promote oneness. Oneness for the sake and the interest of creating higher and higher levels of meaning, of beauty, of understanding, of love. And we are on the way toward that. And events like you are doing here are a marvelous impetus, a marvelous turning point where people can join and can exercise their own coherence, can join together and be a part of a coherent cosmos, not a chaotic world, but a coherent cosmos. It's a great opportunity. I just want to add the greatest danger, that if you would ask me what I think of that, the greatest evil and danger is complacency, is disinterest, is thinking that, never mind, it's not my business. Anyway, things will take care of themselves somehow. Times for that are over. Now, everything that is good is waking us up. Waking up is good, is what is needed to move forward. Not staying where we are. We cannot stay as we are. We either move forward or we fall back. And to meet forward, we need to be stimulated. We need to be challenged. We are challenged. We are having plenty of challenges on Earth, more and more every day. And that is good. It's not the sacrifice, is good. It's not the suffering, not the problems that we encounter, the constraints, the restraints. What is good is that we are sitting up, we are paying attention, and we are asking, who are we? How do we go? Where do we go? That is the way to go forward. You have to ask. Ask. Jesus said that already. Those who ask will find the answer. All the great religious, spiritual systems tell you that. We need to seek, to search, and then we will find. We are stimulated to find, because finally the great realization is dawning. We can't stay put. We can't stay as we are. We either fall back toward chaos and disorder and disappearance of the higher levels, and moving, shuffling down into the lower cosmic disorder, or we move up with love, holding hands, holding heart to heart, moving together. And that is the challenge which we are now beginning to perceive as a true challenge, as something feasible. Just to add, there's an old saying, an old principle in classical philosophy, in modern age, but in the classical British philosophy. It says, ought implies can. If you ought to do something, as we are saying, we ought to get together, we ought to be more coherent, we ought to love, etc. This only makes sense if we can do that. If we cannot, then we are a puppet. But the great realization is that we can challenge the status quo, recognizing that it's not where we need to stay, where we even can stay. It is a way station to something else that you're moving towards, which is a level of cosmic, higher level coherence. The coherence of neurons in the brain, coherence of all the cells of the body, coherence with all bodies, all of our body together, with other people around us and with the environment, and finally with the cosmos. So this is the itinerary. This is the challenge. We are being challenged, and that is good. Let's live up to it. We have a mission. Accept that sacred mission. It means to foster, to take in hand, to guide the next step in the evolution of humankind, a conscious peace that is so much needed on this planet as a forerunner of the evolution of coherence and of love in the universe.
Ervin, can I jump in here? I want to bring in one more element. I love you saying we can't just stay still, right? We can't just be in this place. And a couple things popped as I was thinking. So I'm going to bring in this theme in the new book that you're working on too. I know our friend Elizabeth Satorist, evolution biologist, once wrote a letter to her granddaughter. And when I read through it, the phrase that stuck out with me, and I kind of edited it a little bit, was that it's time to build cooperative communities that care for all life and future generations. And as you're talking, I was hearing the phrase that Teresa brought up, is not dance on the planet, but dance with the planet. And then I heard, let's dance as the planet. Let's dance in the coherence of our unity as this one consciousness. And then let's dance as the cosmos. I'm wondering if you can help those who are still in a consciousness of separation, looking at the planet as separate, and speak to coherence and this evolution as we learn how to dance as the planet and dance as the cosmos.
Well, to dance as or with the planet means that you're dancing with a living entity, an entity that emerged on this planet, that has been growing all these 13.7 billion years, moving toward higher and higher levels of complexity and coherence and oneness in diversity, yes, not a flat oneness. So to help, yes, is how can we help that? Recognition, realization, heads up, look ahead, find what there is, not look outside, look inside. The great lesson is that the way forward toward coherence is in us. You were talking in this session today about the heart coherence, heart-brain coherence. Sure, it's in us, because when our system, our nervous system, our brain operates coherently, the EEG patterns, as we can measure it, as we can look at, become harmonic. They are, all elements are connected to all other elements with simple, basic harmonic rules. I've had the good fortune to participate in some of these experiments with up to 12 people being measured simultaneously for the EEG. As they move into higher states of meditation, or the EEG patterns become coherent, become harmonious, and they get tuned together. Sometimes there's one or two exceptions, and we can see that some people don't rise up to it, or to rise minimally. Very often they come back also in a little later. But it's fantastic how people in one part of the world, and in one city, even in other cities, or other continent even, when they meditate together at the same time, and when they are measured, can be measured through the internet, we find how their coherence is increasing, how they begin to dream together, so to have the same dreams, the same aspirations, not flattening the diversity, not a flat oneness or sameness, but sometimes a cooperation, cooperative. You mentioned cooperation just now, a cooperative oneness. Every part of our body is cooperating with every other body. Otherwise, we wouldn't be alive. We can only be alive because there is this overall system cooperation among those billions and billions of cells that make up our organism. We have to learn from that, to work together as individuals, as distinct from each other, but not separate from each other, not separate. There is no such thing in the physical universe as separation. Einstein pointed it out. Now it's the standard knowledge. Everything is connected through the quantum field, but it's not always realized as such, not always a conscious goal. So it's time to adopt that as a mission, to create a coherent field in which we can thrive. We can do it. I think we are beginning to do it, and that this is the case is the most hopeful indication that there is a bright future awaiting us beyond this turning point, beyond this bifurcation. The way forward is not down, because that would be the end of the human adventure, but the way up, the upshift. I think we are moving toward that direction, and you are helping. Programs like this, discussions like this, exchanges like this are a basic element. Waking up. I think this is my motto, waking up to the upshift, waking up to your mind and your sacred mission.
We love you so much, Ervin. And one thing I appreciate that every time I've heard you for decades now, what you're sharing is that this coherence is our natural state and that we're really waking up to it. And I know for myself, the more that I'm practicing coherence and coming together with people like this, like groups, my ability to sustain that awareness is enhanced by us being together. And over the years, you can feel it. The field is building, and our ability to hold it in the face of whatever we're facing is becoming more and more alive. We're building that muscle. And I feel like your message continues just to call us into, this is our natural state. It's actually what we're awakening to. And the more that we relax into the truth of that, the more we come into alignment with the cosmos and the shift that's occurring at all scales. And it's the only way through. So I just want to thank you for your consistency and your embodied knowing of that you transmit, because we need to believe it, and we need to believe it now. And we need to,
it's not my fault, really. I turned out like this. I was a piano prodigy, a musician as a child. What could be more coherent than great music played well
Yes.
on an instrument? Then you're coherent with yourself, but also with your public, with another musician, or with several musicians, or with an orchestra. That's an exercise and demonstration of coherence. And
Yeah.
it's a great, great feeling. No wonder that I've instinctively been searching for it. It's like
Yeah.
being drunk on something, on an elixir. Once you taste it, you want it more and more.
Yeah.
And I look for it in science, and I find it because evolution is a progression towards coherence. Once you understand that, you know that we are part of an evolving, coherence-oriented world, not indifferent to us. Let me just say, a couple of years ago, not so many years ago, the great physician, cosmologist, was saying the then current paradigm, the more we will investigate the nature of the universe, the more we will find that it's an impassioned, what's the word I want? That it's an impersonal, indifferent whole, indifferent system that is indifferent to human life. Just the cold things are happening one after another. Everything running down eventually. Now we know the universe is not running down. There's all these quantum fields are constantly compensating the entropy. And we know that everything is coming together, running and falling apart. So the overall picture is changed very much. Not a cold, impersonal, unimpassioned universe, but a loving, growing, evolving universe of which we are a loving, growing, and evolving element ourselves. Let's be grateful to be part of it.
Mm.
Beautiful,
Beautifully
Ervin.
said. Beautifully said.
Teresa,
Well,
we have one
Ervin, it's not
question.
surprising you said about music, because we brought in a beautiful musician today to support us in kind of like coming into that state of heart coherence. And we're gonna actually see a piece from you, Tatiana, if you want to open up your mic. I just met Tatiana. Julie introduced me to her. It seems a lot of you already know her. She's a Canadian singer-songwriter, poet, and somatic healer who is inspired to social change and transformation, and is a conduit for meditation, healing, and inner reflection. I have to say, just the little taste of her I got yesterday filled me up and nourished me so much. And so we're going to start, Tatiana, with a video that you created, and you can tell us a little bit about that. And then we're going to go into a meditation with Khadijih. So this is an opportunity. If you have your sensor, you can put your finger on the camera. This is a great time to drop in and be in the experience of coherence that we've been talking about. So Tatiana, thank you for coming on today. Really nice to have your beautiful presence and share with us a little bit about this video that we're going to see, this song.
Sure. Well, first of all, I am just bathing in this field right now. This is so powerful here. What you guys have created, I mean, it's just the moment I'm dropping in, it's just getting more and more potent even as we're sitting here, and so touched by what you're creating. And also Ervin, just, I mean, I'm such a fan of yours, and to just be hearing your words is also going very deep into my body, into my almost like ancient cellular memory or something. And I love what you said about music creating coherence fields, and that's really what this song and video is. Although I wouldn't have had that language, I called it a oneness field, but this word coherence really, really resonates, and that's what it is. It's a song that's bringing together people from all around the world. It's called the Home Anthem. I wrote it for the organization Home for Humanity, and they're going around the world right now. They're going to every country on earth and creating homes for humanity. And they asked me to write a song for them, and this is the song that I wrote. And it really is about creating this coherence, this unity on earth. And then when I went to make the video, I thought it would be so amazing to bring voices together from around the world to sing together. And some of the people you will recognize. There's some familiar friends in this video. And yeah, it really feels like when we sing together, when we create, when we raise our voices together in song, it creates this coherence. It creates this experience that we're connected in the heart, connected in the soul, connected to the earth, connected to our bodies. And that was really my intention with this video.
Tatiana. She'll do some live music later after the meditation. So let's drop in. Feel your feet on the ground. Relax into your breath. Place your attention in your heart as we begin this journey into our coherence practice.
For too long, too many people have been left homeless. For too long, we haven't seen enough progress. For too long, exiled, displaced, and alienated, people walk this earth devastated. For too long, we've lived in separation, forgotten our true nation, this earth the home to all future generations. Cut off from life, cut off from each other, we've forgotten nature, our only mother. This disconnect is our deepest wound. Towards wholeness, we must reattune. Whole life, whole person, whole systems, all cultures, one planet. If you feel this truth, let's stand for it. Let's reclaim home as the destination. Choose inclusion over separation. And build a refuge, a sanctuary, a place of healing that nurtures and supports all beings. Let's build a home right where we are. Let's build a home for all of us. Let's build a home for humanity. Let's build a home that nurtures all of life. It starts within. It starts with me, it starts with you. Can we turn to ourselves and see ourselves anew? What do we love? What do we cherish? For what do we stand on this beautiful planet, this sacred land? It starts with community, creation, culture. Can we build together, my sister, my brother? It starts right here, right now. Put the seeds in the ground until life springs up all around. We can walk through our garden, this home that we make. Together we change humanity's fate. And from the local to the global, from the I to the we, from the north to the south, from the west to the east, all cultures, all borders, all peoples, all life, we can come together and ignite a home for all to which all belong. This is the prayer, this is the song. Let's build a home right where we are. Let's build a home for all of us. Let's build a home for humanity. Let's build a home that nurtures all of life. One world, one home, one heart, one life. All people, all cultures now. One world, one home, one heart, one life. All people, all cultures now. Let's go home. We are going home.
Let's build a home right we are.
Let's go
Let's build a home for all of us.
Let's build a home for humanity. Let's build a home that nurtures all of life.
Itaki Epi. This is our home, our Mother Earth for all living beings.
From the power with to the power to, we can change and create something new. Hold the vision, hold the mission, hold the line. We are birthing a new paradigm. Homecoming, we are all becoming who we need to be to hold off this catastrophe. Down on our knees with prayers for peace for this indivisible family. Around the world, feel the hearts opening. Around the world, feel the hands extending. Around the world, feel this movement coming. All cultures, all peoples, one planet, one home.
So beautiful. Let's move from this sacred space right into our coherence meditation. And then Tatiana will bring us out of the meditation with some more beautiful music.
So if you haven't already, now is a perfect time to close your eyes. Gently allow your awareness to drift inside to your inner world, your inner space. Beginning to settle in to your body and settle in to your breath. Inviting the breath to be just a little deeper and slower than how you normally breathe. And with each breath, beginning to feel into your body and field. Maybe even taking a gentle scan through the body, from the feet all the way up to the top of your head. Letting your breath deepen as you settle into the body. And then gently beginning to call this breath into your sacred heart space, in the center of your chest. Maybe you even place one or both hands on top of your heart to create a physical connection with you in this divine space. Feeling the gentle beating of your heart. And letting your heart dance with the rhythm of your breath. As you breathe into your heart, feel the oxygen flow to and through you. Reigniting your body and field. Reawakening the spirit within you. and magnifying your own sacred mission in your divine heart. Feel as your heart nourishes you. And with each breath, see if you can allow your heart to expand even more. Allowing yourself to feel the expanded nature of this sacred space. To bask in the love of the universe. Letting your breath be deep and slow. Allowing your heart to expand even further. And feeling the aliveness of your being as it touches in with this great love of the heart. And trust in this moment. Trust in your heart. Trust in the love that you are. And as you continue to expand and drop into this love, feel as you also radiate this energy out into the universe, sharing this love with all that ever was and all that ever will be. As you dance in this sacred mission of life. Standing as a bright beacon of love and light. With each breath, allowing yourself to move deeper, to expand even more, to feel and ripple this love back into the world, cosmos. And with the next breath into the heart, feel back into your body. And simply notice any subtle or not so subtle changes. Notice any softening. Notice the feelings of peace. And as we stay in this still space for a little longer, allow yourself to really feel all the love you have generated and co-created today.
I turn towards my heart with a rose of forgiveness and a lily of mercy and gentleness. I turn towards my heart as the altar of redemption. Please remind me how to love. Remind me why I came. All these years, all of the ages, struggling so hard to find my way. All these years, all of the ages, and all of this time, I've been held in love's embrace. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Let love carry me home. Let love carry me home. Let love carry me. Let love carry me home. Let love carry me home. I turn towards you with a rose of forgiveness and a lily of mercy and understanding. I turn towards your heart as the altar of our love. I'm so sorry for missing you so completely. All these years, all of the ages, struggling, fighting, and forgetting. All these years, all of the ages, and all of this time, we've been held in love's embrace. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya. Om Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us. Let love carry us home. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya. We are so much more than we ever knew. I see it so clearly, I see you. We are so much more than we ever knew. I open my heart to the truth. We are so much more than we ever knew. I see it so clearly, I see you. We are so much more than we ever knew. I open my heart to the truth. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home. Let love carry us home.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's take this love that we're feeling right now. I know I'm just choked up and so full, and let's send it out across the planet to all the places in the world that needs this love right now. Across all lands, across all people, to all the children. Let this love be a field that can sustain our choice. Let no molecule be untouched by this love. Now collect all of it and bring it into the center of your own sweet heart so that you're nourished and can carry this love throughout the day and every day and radiate it from this place of fullness, held in this community, held in this field of love. It's almost impossible to sustain it alone, but together we're capable of so much more.
Roger Nelson wanted to share something. I just saw him in the corner. He had his hand up. I don't know if we want to invite Roger Nelson, who was the founder of the Global Consciousness Project, if we can find him.
If you want to bring Roger in, I
find
don't
him.
see him, but if you can spotlight him, and Ervin, if he's back in his seat, I'll bring him in.
Yeah, Roger, if you're still here, if you can raise your hand one more time. I saw you. I think I just found you again. Let's see if I can find Roger.
Khadijih, that meditation was so beautiful. And Tatiana, your music. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I lost Roger. He might have popped off here, but if I do find him again, then I will put him back on screen with us.
I know he loves coming on and experiencing.
Oh, here's Roger. I found you, Roger. There you are. You were hidden. All right, beautiful. We have Roger Nelson with us. Let me have you unmute yourself, my friend. Roger, would you mind unmuting? And then we'll invite Ervin back. I'll call him on his house phone to invite him back while you guys talk.
My heart is full. and hugely expanded. I love you all. We are a global consciousness. Thank you so much.
We love you, Roger. Thanks for all of your work to make visible the power of what we're gathering together to do right now. Yeah. Really appreciate you so much. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I just confirmed with Ervin, he's just coming back upstairs to join us. He was just enjoying a little downtime. So he'll be with us in a moment. Thank you, Roger, for being here with us. Thank you for all the pioneering work you did with the Global Consciousness Project and GCP2, which HeartMath is now an initiator of. So we are so grateful for pioneering and the way that you paved the road for us in consciousness and coherence, my friend. Thank you. It's great to see you.
We are gearing up to watch the rebirth, a kind of gathering of heart from all around the world. Ervin's word coherence is not only Ervin's, of course. That's where we live. That's how we will become what we have the potential to be. Ervin's back.
Yeah.
I turn this field over to him.
Thank you, Roger.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hi. We love you so
It's
much.
wonderful, wonderful. I dropped off a little bit. I was relaxing and actually dropped off to sleep for a moment, but it was a wonderful meditation.
We love you so much, Ervin. Thank you so much for being with us.
Congratulations on this event. You're really being a champion of the new age that is coming to us. If we make it come, and we make it come. It's a great, great service that you're doing to humanity. I recently came across, actually just 2 days ago, came across a poem by Rumi, you know, in the 13th century. He said, sometimes I forget that I'm here to dance. And that's what the poem says. And dance is joy for being here, for being alive. And he says, remind me, because this is a sacred dance. And that's written in the 13th century. See, make this dance contagious. This is how he ends this poem, you see. So that's what I like to say also, just to end with that. Dance and make it contagious. Get everybody to dance together, to dance with each other and with the planet. Then we'll dance not on the planet and not next to each other, truly dance with each other. That I cannot wish for anything more wonderful and more important than this. Thank you again for this great event.
Thank you so much, Ervin. I love make the dance of coherence contagious. Yes. Tammy, I wondered if you wanted to just share any words on your heart right now. Just really appreciate your presence in our group and in this process. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. Actually, no, I don't have a lot of words because my heart is so full. I'm just very grateful. And when we close here, I'm going to go bask in that for a while.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Julie, anything from you as we close up before we go to announcements?
Well, I just want to say, Ervin makes me smile, and you all make me smile. And when we were in the meditation, I was really just not watching my app, my Global Coherence app. But when I did tune in, it was a little low at a point, and I just recalled this conversation with my granddaughter, and I instantly started smiling. And as soon as I was in the smile, I could just feel the wash of physiology shifting. And so I'm just in the joy of the dance and the smile makes me want to dance, and the dance makes me want to smile. And that's the kind of coherence that we can build with the planet as the planet. So I loved this. Today was just exquisite. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, building this field with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer, for your presence as always. Love having your spirit on the call. Khadijih, beautiful meditation. We're gonna have Kaylin just share some websites so that you all know, and put some links in the chat, but you'll be able to access meditations from Khadijih. And Julie and Tammy and Khadijih and I are going to be on the Awakened World tonight, so we can just keep going. Tatiana also. And Tatiana, this was your first time on a Pulse. Love to hear your just experience as we go into announcements. Yeah.
Oh, I love it here. I want to live here. It's really, I mean, it really feels like my field is harmonizing and synchronizing. I feel the expansion in my heart. I feel the love. I feel the connection to all of you. It's doing exactly what you're saying, that I can feel it doing exactly what you're speaking about. It's amazing. And yeah, I feel the need of this on the planet, the great need there is for this to just spread like a wave over the earth. So I'm honored to be here. So happy to be here with all of you.
So let's just have Kaylin pull up some websites, and I'm going to put some links in the chat, because now you want to stay connected. That's part of what we do here on the Global Coherence Pulses. Now you can learn about Ervin's books. You can get Tatiana's music. You can get more meditations from Khadijih. So we're just going to open up and show you some of those websites so that you have it. And then I'm going to put some links in the chat. Ervin, as Jennifer said, has so many amazing books and some really important ones right now. I think, Ervin, your message to the world right now is so important, and it's so direct. And so please go and visit Ervin, ervinlaszlobooks.com. You can read some of the books, and I guess your new one's going to be out soon, right, Ervin?
It's going to be out very soon. This is called the sacred mission, our sacred mission. That's the title. And the subtitle will be Fostering the Evolution of Human Beings on Planet Earth. That's the subtitle. So it'll be out in an electronic version. And what's more, the publisher has offered to provide free of charge the electronic version to all associations or groups that ask for it. So I'll tell you how you can ask for it, and you'll be getting these copies perhaps in a couple of weeks already, without in the gratis form. So thanks for your attention, and hope you look for this book and enjoy it, having it.
Thank you. We'll definitely share it with the community. We'll send it along as soon as we get the message about it. Thank you so much, Ervin. Next is Tatiana and her website, and I'm putting both her website and her YouTube channel in the chat. Go and sign up and follow her, and she has so much great music on here. Tatiana, do you want to say something about how they can stay in touch with you?
Yes, please. I have an album actually coming out very soon. And so, yeah, definitely sign up to my mailing list or follow me on Facebook, add me on Facebook, Instagram. I'd love to stay in touch. And this album, that last song is going to be on it. And it's really going to be a very nourishing, healing, heart coherent album, actually, is how I would describe it. So would love to stay connected with all of you.
Great. We will have you back again. And again, she's going to be on tonight with us at the Awakened World Show. So that's really exciting. Tatiana, thank you so much for being with us today. Next, we're going to go to Khadijih. She, besides being the steward for the connection field, which you'll see in a moment, she has a website, Journey into the Soul, and she has tons of meditations. So you can listen to any of her meditations for different reasons. They're super beautiful. She's on YouTube. She has them here. Khadijih, if you want to say something about that.
I actually have very little to say other than I hope that everyone will continue, as Tammy kind of invited us into, to take everything that we generated today and bask in it throughout the day.
In it. So besides the Journey Within website, Khadijih is also in the connection field. She has an island there. And so that's the place you can go. It's okay. You're not signed in. But if you're not in the connection field, come and join us, because like the Pulse, we meet every month and we have this opportunity. But in the connection field, our focus is on coherence all the time. We're a community. coming together to collaborate and to cultivate coherence as a community. So come and play with us. It's free to join, and we would love to have your heart and energy in there. And then we have the HeartMath retreat that's coming up, and they're doing a hybrid event for the HeartMath piece. So you can either come in person, and if you come in person, you're going to see me because I'll be here. It's in my hometown of Santa Cruz. And they also have a virtual opportunity for those 4 days. So if you think one day, this hour of being in coherence together, imagine 4 days of this being in coherence practice. So there's some codes here where you can get a discount from being a member of the Global Coherence Pulse community. So I hope you'll join us. And lastly, as I said, tonight, we are going to be on the Awaken World Show. Tammy and Julie and myself and Tatiana and Khadijih, and we're going to invite you into the experience of what it's like to be in the connection field. We're just going to be there together. So before you leave, grab the link in the chat so that you can join us, and let's keep the wave of love going. All right, so Caitlin, let's come back to the gallery view of all of us together. If you'd like to undo your mic, and let's all say goodbye. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining today. It was such a blessing to look through as we were doing the meditation. We all take it.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. My goodness.
Bye-bye. Love you all.
Blessings, gratitude, great.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you. Beautiful.
Marvelous, marvelous.
Asking and dancing. You're wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bless